Boom. Sven, there it is. Exactly like I thought it would be. Sven giving you that lockdown. Yeah, it was pretty obvious that they weren't going to go for like Faceless Void, even though they picked up that Witch Doctor, and that's the combo we saw earlier. But, yeah, Sven, I wonder what they want to do with... Because they could still go Legion mid. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. They could go Invoker mid. I like that as well.
They could go Invoker. Again, and stuff to disengage fights at this point, and things to deal with this axe in the laning phase. The Nature's Prophet, I imagine, is going to go into the mid at this point. You don't want to really lane against this Sven. He deals with it a lot easier than other heroes do. Of course, having that cleave, hitting the treants, hitting the creep wave, and the treants, clear that pretty fast, and it'll hit Nature's Prophet behind everybody. The Witch Doctor is going to be able to heal up the Sven, who has decent armor and the damage block as well from being a melee hero. So at this point, like, it's just not worth it to commit the Nature's Prophet in the mid lane against a hero like Sven. Also very susceptible just getting blown up and gone on by these two with the stuns between them and the Maledict. So they need a solution at this point. They probably need to... Probably going to pick their carry last. So they're going to go with offlane here now.
Unless they... Yeah, I mean, if the Nature's Prophet's going to be mid, but it could be offlane.
It is radiant spam.
And they go with Troll. I know somebody in chat was just like, Troll is the worst carry ever made.
Are you sure that wasn't me? I was talking about how
was that you in chat saying that Troll is the worst carry? Yeah, I was muted for the first 5 seconds.
But it was a couple of seconds. All right.
No,
this is a Neph stream now, everybody. I'm taking over.
I know.
Coming online in a big way. You know, play-by-play Neph, player Neph, manager Neph, analyst Neph. All right. Death Prophet picked up or banned out here. They're afraid of them coming online too quickly. And again, that makes sense. You're able to sustain your push with these heroes. You can do tons of damage to towers with that hero. That's something that they lack right now until the late game. They have tons of points to God's Strength, and Sven has a couple of items. Other than that, sustain with the Witch Doctor and whatnot, and burst with Tiny.
Magnus getting banned. They don't want to give that Empower over to the Troll. Yeah, no surprise there. And it's Lockdown, too, that they probably just don't want to deal with.
Yeah, again, especially if they plan on grouping up earlier on with this. Banning that one out makes sense. They probably want to take out another hero that couples decently well. Maybe a global one. Again, I still think that they plan on running this Nature's Prophet in the mid lane rather than the off lane now. The Troll Warlord picked up instead of another offlane does make sense because the enemy team isn't sure where you're going to put it until this last pick.
5 seconds.
We'll see, though. You have the last pick for Team Brazil.
I would like to see a puck here for Team Brazil. Or Storm.
Or Storm?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of lockdown on both teams, which kind of makes it difficult for Storm. But again, for Team Brazil, it would kind of make sense. You just the Air Spirit to worry about, but Air Spirit does have a huge kit for lockdown and silence. And Nature's Prophet, of course, picking up that Orchid really early. Still, at the last year reserve time, we're going to need to really figure out what the worst possible thing would be. Oh, there you go. They ban out the Storm. Bkop?
Ban out the Storm. Void Spirit gets picked up. We haven't seen that today.
Right, so they mix things up just a little bit. Somebody who's able to jump out of the back line and shut down the enemy.
I still think they could go to this puck, but I mean, playing puck against Void Spirit's a little difficult.
Maybe you'll see your TA here.
Don't get me excited.
Maybe you'll see your TA here.
Don't get me excited. Please. No, TA wouldn't be that great, right? Just because Void Spirit could just hit you with an Aether Remnant? If you're going to stand in your meld for a little bit too long? Wind Run. Okay, we weren't going to see anything different anyway.
More the same, unfortunately. But Wind Ranger makes a lot of sense. It's great against the Troll Warlord. It's able to burst heroes like that one down. You can deal with Frank pretty easily. You've got tons of stun. You can reveal where he is in the trees with your power shots, of course. And when Troll pops that... sorry. battle trance. You can just pop that wind run and walk away from him as he tries to chase you. Even if he's hitting you, he's not hitting you as you move away from him. So 40R with the last nice pick, Wind Ranger. MNZ is going to play that one in the safe lane, and of course Leo style in the mid with Void Spirit. And I guess it all comes down to ganks in this mid lane. I want to keep my eyes on Matthew this game. I don't think he's going to be active as Moon Meander is on the Earth Spirit, but still, it's him we want to follow this game. Fleet made a lot of work happen last game. I think it's a bit more tricky this time around, though. This troll isn't really somebody he wants to run into. Of course, Frank on the stage of Prophet is difficult to get on top of, especially with this treants around him. And Matthew kind of too tanky to burst down. Lose style, too much movement around these team fights. But again, Wind Ranger, I hate this hero. Slacks was right. We shouldn't have this hero in the game. I think the series will go 1-1 though.
You think so?
Not because I believe in them, but I think because every team is cursed to go 1-1.
Right. I feel like every match this game is going to be 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
That Sven sword just looks like the tiny sword that he picks up in that stone set.
But we're not an hour behind. We're like 2 hours. Is 2.5 hours behind schedule.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Who was asking?
No, I was just curious. Looking at the time.
Do you have the time to listen to me whine? I can't
No.
pay for that. Don't want to pay for the rights on that song.
I think you're allowed a very, very small clip.
Is there? Can you hear that? By the way.
You're what?
Okay, thank God. There's a
Music
guy
in the
who's just
background?
no. There's just a guy honking outside my apartment for like the last half hour.
I haven't been able to hear, but I was also listening to music to hype myself up for the series and wake myself up again. All right. Let's see down here. We got Fleece sitting in the trees. Got boots of speed. Sentry ward on him. We're here. MNZ swinging his axes around. Ready to show off on the other team. I hate Troll Warlord so much. MJZ. Multiple fairy fires. Getting that extra damage in. Frank. The tank. The boring ass Nature's Prophet. Goes to be like playing Sven. Very original stuff. And Matthew, the only cool guy in this game on the Earth Spirit. Let's go. Matthew's who's I'm going to be watching.
MNZ, how far forward does he want to go?
The battle.
Would it be tossed first with the cask from KJ? I think so, right?
Yeah.
I hit 4
Toss
heroes
first.
down here. Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to run into MJZ here, but not going to be able to do anything. Doesn't even... Can he get one smack in? Oh.
There it is. There's the damage. Is he going to need a tango off that? Because that would be the end of the lane right there.
Francis Lee in Dota 2, First Blood.
Anyone more iconic duo?
Francis Lee in playing with Brazilians. Wild that we have all these like really good North American players that are either not on teams or not playing with North American teams. What happened?
Ooh, look at this over mid. Look at where Leo style is right now. This also ends up being a mid windrunner. And I feel like the windrunners we've seen have succeeded in support roles and not in the middle lane.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And Slacks was right, you know. As someone in chat was saying, it is weird that someone who is barely literate can be right so often.
Dire's top tower is in danger.
Can't be so rude. Frank in some trouble. Stormhammer up towards top. KJ not level 2, so there's no Maledict or Cask, but leaving the first blood for KJ. Okay, Costability just goes back to lane. Wow. Costability's like, I'll farm instead. You take first blood.
I don't need that first blood. It's a crutch for bad players. Go ahead, take it. Buy your boots. You're gonna be buying me 5 salves later on for taking that first blood from me. Smile. I have a friend who does that, you know. If I take any of his kills, I need to give him like the equal amount of gold and salves. Matthew playing pretty far back over here. There's a cascade onto the creeps. Gets a couple right clicks off. Again, this is what we've been over this so many times, but I continue to reiterate. Earth Spirit is horrible in lane. He doesn't sit AFK in lane with his heroes. He doesn't harass the enemy carry. He messes with the creep wave. He blocks the camps. This is how you're supposed to do it. There are several different ways to be playing, or several different styles of playing position 4 in the off lane. This is what Earth Spirit does with his hero. As much as I hate repeating myself, I sound like a broken record for everyone who has stayed with me all day. Thank you. Lane looking to CS, Wind Ranger definitely behind again. It makes sense, you don't have the Quelling Blade to work with, and of course, when you have Dissimulate and Resonant Pulse, it comes out quicker than the Power Shot. You're able to secure yourself extra CS easier. Flea making a run for it. I think he wanted to start to head towards mid lane, but you know, he's doing his pause forward thing down here as well.
Yeah, he's going to head towards mid, but this is an easy dodge for Leo style if he's got Dissimulate.
I mean, he knows he's coming. Enchantress followed him halfway across the jungle.
And meanwhile, King RD without Flea there, getting low force back, has to use that salve. He's now out of HP regen.
Unfortunately, the lane isn't shoving in that hard either. Done a good job of maintaining it on MNZ.
Oh, it goes mid. There's the Dissimulate, but yeah, still can't get the toss.
Yeah. I mean, you can hang around for a little bit. You know, stop the board from getting that many CS, but alright, see, this isn't really going to do that much.
Yeah, Resonant Pulse use 8th Remnant won't land. Maybe if it does, you see the Rolling Boulder in from Matthew.
Top lane?
They're diving towards the tier 1, or at least approaching it. Frank in some trouble. And will withstand the Maledict? Yeah. Alright, gets into the base quick enough to survive.
Invisibility.
That's right. There's some action that we missed. Fortunately, he had a stick with a bunch of charges, though. And he's back to the lane with full HP and full mana. And some Treants behind him. He's got the boys. But again, Costa Belay doesn't really care too much. Just cleave onto these guys. And to the NP behind him. KJ.
Boulder. Right click's coming in with the impetus shots. They'll get the kill, even it up at 1. MNZ gets credit for that one. And we've seen some axes perform pretty well. Get a quick blink, and all of a sudden that control really does help your team. So we'll see how the axe can do here. But he's already down. They're already down 1,000 net worth. They've got great farming from MNZ as well as Leo style over mid. Things are really not going well for King RD, but the splits right now are favoring TP so far. Avalanche toss on MNZ. He'll take some damage that you can just heal up with that Tango Salve.
Mm-hmm. Salve from, was it the salve from the MJZ there? Or was that his own salve? He passed him something.
I think that was a salve from the Enchantress.
Yeah. Just caught the tail end of that. But doing a good job here on KJ. Again, Sven is pushing out the lane, and Witch Doctor takes advantage of this by pulling the creeps regularly, limiting the amount of experience that you're getting here on Frank. So, of course, almost level 5. Oh, you are level 5 now on Costa Belay, 3 on KJ. Ooh, mid lane. Just missed that.
The wisdom of eternity guides my way.
Rolled onto him with multiple heroes, and in bottom lane now they're going on MNZ, but they're going to be forced back. Control's a very scary hero, especially with Faye's Wraith Band. In fact, they continue to run him down. He drops pretty low, but they got a catapult wave on mid, you know, to drop in Treants with Nature's Call. This tower could just go down here in one shove.
Yeah, they're putting a lot of pressure on the tier 1 tower over mid. KJ coming to defend and throw a cask, but you still have the catapult, you still have creeps here, and this is not looking likely that this is going to stay up. So that quickly is... Z bottom taking a lot of damage. They do end up taking that tower mid, and all of a sudden the Windrunners game gets that much harder.
that much harder. And again, the biggest thing about taking this, or the two biggest things rather, taking this mid tower is one, the extra map control you get. You save tons of time moving anywhere on the map while teleporting from the mid. And two, the information you get when the lane is shoved forward. When it's all the way back to the tier 2 and no one's farming it, you know that they're trying to set up something on you. So already a massive advantage for Thunder Predator, and they're up 2,000 gold. I'm thinking this is going to be, I don't want to call it too early, but, 1-1 every other series today.
You're just
Not
following
off to a good
trends,
start on
Neph.
Brazil.
You're just following trends. You can't do that.
I see.
You have to believe. Trends are meant to be broken. $2K net worth lead for Thunder Predator. And, using this lead, they're going to go after 40R once again. Astral step forward. They have the silence with the geomagnetic grip. One more shot to get the kill. Can't grab it. Focus fire used. Matthew taking a lot of damage with KJ making the rotation. Wrath of Nature comes in, and they just didn't have the vision on 40R to have that bounce over.
Shoot from Matthew. See at level 4 right now. Ooh, the rune. Nobody gets it though. Costa Belay grabs the haste because he doesn't want Leo Style to have it. And he's out of here. Smell you later, losers.
That'll get him back up towards top. Make sure he doesn't lose this top tier 1. And they'll actually rotate with this because they want to see if they can find any defense. They'll get the call. Maledict, Cask. That doesn't bounce over, but they've got themselves the Culling Blade to finish off Frank. MMZ, who came all the way up towards top, might be regretting that as everybody is showing up for the side of Team Brazil. Geomagnetic grip on a 3 heroes as well as the Border Smash hitting on a 4, but Culling Blade still there on MNZ.
Beans up 2 heroes right there. And, 633 gain for Team Brazil, 163 loss. The other team, and 885 XP going their way. So, starting to lose a little bit of your lead right now due to those questionable rotations. Troll definitely didn't need to be up there. The fight was already lost. Frank takes advantage of all the action happening in top lane by trying to shove bottom, but right away it goes to Belay's here. He's got cleave. And, you've just set up a bunch of farm for him. That's all you've done. Ooh, top lane. Action.
MJZ gets taken out. Leo Style comes over to try and get the kill to King RD, but he's into a call. Power shot, Fleet, not enough mana. He does have a stick for a toss, but doesn't exactly use it just yet. And this early lead from Thunder Predator getting cut down here by Team Brazil. All the while, Costa Belay top of the net worth on this Sven towards bottom.
And Frank's just making it easier, setting up these treants for him to knock him down. 4.2k net worth now, and things are only going to increase as the game goes on. He's got drums of endurance or power shards. I'd like the phase boot build on Sven. Is this guy really going to try and clear ancients right now? The Mad Lad. He stacks him one more time, but it messes up. Is this Thunderhide? Hello? Are you seeing this? What is wrong with this blue psychopath? Why didn't he leave?
Feel like it.
Whatever. Alright. We got stuff happening elsewhere. Let's look somewhere else. I've seen enough over there.
I picked up the Ironwood tree. There's something happening.
He did get the Ironwood tree, but missed one more ancient stack he could have had because of that blue-looking dinosaur piece. POS. Alright. Yeah, Frank, let's look at this. He's taking towers, alright? This is where the action is. Boom.
They get the tower. 2 towers. Yeah, tier 1 mid, tier 1 top. The jungle of the Dire is now very far open. Call, power shot. Get the kill there on MJZ. So Team Brazil still moving forward. And Frank, he's nearby. King RD, he's getting really close to this Blink Dagger. He's recovered pretty well.
Yeah, it's a reasonable time to have the Blink Dagger if you can get it, 12, 13 minutes. It's not that bad at all. Top of your face bit, so it'll be really dangerous for this Nature's Prophet to push once he has it. Doesn't get to really run down the lanes underneath his treants at that point. All he's going to do is set up easier spins for this axe and get taken out. Same goes for the Troll Warlord. Your battle trance nearly useless to get yourself back up to full. You're going to need to use that like half health in order to heal at that point, not just survive. It's just like Oracle, just like Dazzle. Axe Culling Blade will go right through it, take you out. at Matthew up at top to try and take out Axe before he manages to finish his Blink Dagger, but King RD's brain is too big. Unfortunately, this guy's brain is too small. Griefs his ally, stops him finishing his Blink Dagger. Axe to bottom lane. People getting blown up down here, Frank.
Maybe looking over at MNZ for at least a second. King RD about to finish his Blink Dagger, so once he has that, they're holding onto a smoke still? Not yet, but they might buy one.
Yeah. And I am so upset for King RD that 40R took a couple of his, or took that small camp right there in front of him before his Blink Dagger. It would be here like a minute sooner if he hadn't done that. It's wild. King RD has to just walk around awkwardly right now. We can't farm this because this is the area where Costa Bile is. He's just sort of forced to walk into the enemies. Could potentially die here. Leo Style is not interested though. Now that Axe already has Blink Dagger, he's not worth the time. Instead, they look towards Costa Bile.
So actually, King RD, what he did was wait for that creep wave to be gone before he picks it up. They get the kill on Costa Bile. They look over at this Witch Doctor. They jump over to KJ. Blink call on a 2. But it's not going to matter when you don't have the Sven as well as the Witch Doctor to help you back up or back this damage up. Avalanche comes out on 3 of these heroes as well as the toss right onto Frank. Battle Hunger to Simile. Back onto King RD, who's continuing to try and chase Frank, who pops the south. MNZ throws the axes forward. King RD gets the call out onto the Void Spirit with Boulder Smash, as well as the damage from MJZ helps to get the kill.
It was universally agreed upon that King RD had gone too far. Before he stopped charging in, all of his allies already started to get back. Fully sitting there as he ran in thinking, what the hell are you doing? The tail end of that fight. MNZ's in a pretty good mood right now, though. Farming up the enemy jungle. He does have to be careful, though. Costa Bile is here. The biggest concern, though, is Wind Ranger running at you right now. You have no points in Shackle Shot, though, so catching up to the Troll Warlord is going to be a little bit difficult with that. If you commit with your Wind Run too early to get up to him, he's just going to activate his Battle Trance and rip you apart.
Is it really worth going to that fourth point of Wind Run instead of one casual on the Shackle Shot?
Yes, that is wrong. You should have the Shackle Shot. Hot take. Bottom lane, Frank, not relenting.
I'm going to go after this bottom tier 2. Thunder Predator, the one thing that they've been doing really well so far has been, keep the pressure on and take these towers. That kill on Sven, absolutely massive. As, I believe Costa Bile is going for Heaven's Halberd with that Sanj. Astral Step to simulate with the Aether Remnant. Boulder Smash. Leo Style gets the kill. Stormhammer thrown at this Void Spirit. They've got the Blink as well as the call, but the damage, is it enough? Yes, it is. Culling Blade down onto him. So the trade worth it for the side of Team Brazil.
Yeah, ends that killing spree. Slows down Thunder Predator's game a little bit, but they need to start taking a little bit of map control after this. Again, they've got no towers on their side, and you get to play this far out into the enemy jungle on the troll. Punish this kind of stuff, you know? Shove out these lanes. You got catapults with you. Now's your time to go.
And they won't get anything until the Void Spirit is back up. Costa Bile picks up that Sanj.
They get basically nothing from it. I mean, it's hard. The Nature's Prophet's always going to be shoving the lanes. They get to play this pretty safe. It's hard to play aggressive against Earth Spirit because he can roll on you at any given time. They try to set up a play here, though. Axes a Blink Dagger. And Ringer's in front.
Good shot. Blink call out onto the troll as well as the Avalanche. They've got the ulti from KJ. Boulder Smash comes in. The damage, though, is not enough on MNZ to go after 40 over the Astral Step. They get the kill into the Wind Runner. Now they look for the Witch Doctor. KJ drops rolling Boulder forward from Matthew. They don't catch King RD just yet. Trying to run, has Blink available, goes onto the cliff, and TP's away.
You trying to set some...
No, he's too far. They'll go for Roche.
Please don't. I mean, all you really did was, by setting up a fight inside the river here on the low ground, was make it very easy for the enemy team to take Roche on. Troll Warlord very happy to be doing this alongside the Nature's Prophet tree. It's taking this up for him. Bright isn't in there in melee range though. Damage coming out a little bit faster this way. Lower base attack time. Oh, Axie with the punish in the casket.
Yeah, is it gonna be enough? It's on a 2, but they just don't have the damage to follow this at the moment. Costabile already sitting at half health. I don't think he wants to go in. Avalanche is hitting on a Frank, so they'll get the kill on the Nature's Prophet. The Shackle thrown in Matthew. Ghost, or not Ghost. God Strength used by Costabile. So finishing off Matthew, going into Roche. It sits low. Aether Remnant hits an illusion. Now you need to jump in if you were the side of Thunder Predator, but your jump is the Void Spirit. You won't even make the attempt.
Well, Thunder Predator. It seems the Aegis is on the other foot, and the game starts to go towards Team Brazil's favor again. Over here, dunked down on the Enchantress. Goodbye.
Similarly used, Shackle comes in, doesn't connect, even though he's surrounded by trees. Ulti onto the cliff, KJ sprouted around. They've got the Stormhammer on MNZ. Do they have the damage? He'll use the Battle Trance to end up surviving. The Clothing Blade doesn't land. They've lost KJ, they've lost King RD. The rolling boulder forward from Matthew, as I believe Flea will die too.
Down goes Flea. You know, doesn't matter if the Aegis is on the other foot, I suppose. At this point, Sven, I think you might go Sanjin Yasha or something like that instead. You know, so rather than that Heaven's Halberd. Heaven's Halberd is all right, but I think he might be too focused on his own game. I mean, it owns Troll Warlord, don't get me wrong. Once he's in that battle trend, he's not able to do anything. He's forced to walk towards you, and he's not attacking anyone. But I think he might go for an ultra greedy build. We'll see. They need to make a little bit more space for King RD right now. He's working on his pipe, but he really needs a blade mail. And once he can jump on top of people with the blade mail, it becomes way less scary for him to get on top of this Troll Warlord. Like, the punish becomes way bigger when this guy's further up. Because if this guy managed to like pop his battle trance when you go on top of him, even if you get on top of him, you get that Berserker call off. I mean, he's got Vampire Fangs, he's got Morbid Mask. These things together, this is 30% lifesteal. Yeah, you're spinning on him, but he's like doing too much damage to you for your spins to really be doing anything to him in the grand scheme of things. All right, they're going for Leo style here. Flea, you're the man for the job. Let's go. Never mind, he dodges it.
Yeah, that's an easy
Flea, that was
dodge
awful.
there from Leo style.
You need the Blink Dagger on Flea. Alright. Flea.
MNZ continuing to farm. He's now behind this Sven, who's going into the Ags next. Courier died for Costabile. I believe that was his Heaven's Halberd that got killed in that courier, right?
Was it? I have no idea what was on it. I was making wild claims when I said Sanjin Yasha. I just think that he's going to be greedy, but he's definitely turning it into something. It's probably the Heaven's Halberd. It's the better item. I'm just afraid he might go greedy. Yeah, the eggs that he's working on, like you said, is definitely really good. Being able to get on top of this Nature's Prophet, Enchantress, it will be bueno.
Bounty.
That is 1, 2.
Earth's bounty.
Dive's top tower is
Okay, we Thunder Predator still.
KJ walking around with his team, seeing if he can find anything. Unfortunately, Thunder Predator's on the other side of the map, and it's too hard to really get onto this troll with where the vision is on Thunder Predator. Costabile will outfarm the troll, given the same amount of space, just due to having that great cleave. And here comes his courier. Yeah, it has the Heaven's Halberd on it, which is the correct choice. And losing that in the middle of the last fight is not fortunate. But with the Heaven's Halberd, they can definitely take a team fight against Thunder Predator. Their troll will be useless for a couple seconds.
Yeah, that's what they're hoping for. I would like to see them have a Yule somewhere
Radiant's bottom tower
for
is
this
under
troll.
attack.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, but who really builds it? Again, your position is
the
like
Tiny
1, 2,
build
and
it.
3. Yeah, Tiny will build it eventually. He only just gets his Blink Dagger, though. I feel like it's a long way off before he gets his next item. Position 1, 2, and 3. Don't want to bet out.
Avalanche toss with Blink
dead.
Call. Stormhammer as well as the Culling Blade comes in.
Under attack.
Leo style ends up dead. MNZ. He's into the trees. It's like he wants to fight this. He's still has the battle trance to work with. The sounds comes down and Coast He pops that God Strength. They've disarmed him. Now he's got the battle trance off. They get the kill to King RD, so they take him to the axe. They'll buy back on the Void Spirit. MNZ trying to run, but he ends up dead. They'll take the Aegis out of the hands of the Sven. So back around Sven. Costa sprouted up. Gets away for a moment. Cask bouncing. Can it hit anybody of importance? They've got the toss on the back line. Squeak comes in. And now the Stormhammer on both Frank and MJZ. Costa sprouted up again. Still surviving. And the rest of Thunder Predator looking like they're going to escape.
Matthew.
I say they're gonna escape, but Team Brazil are the ones on the run with these heroes so low. MJZ, he's low. A couple of shots at this Tiny. The Rolling Boulder late on 40R. They'll take out Flea. And Team Brazil lose another, but they gain traction on this net worth difference.
They do, yeah. Fight definitely went in their favor there. I feel like weren't sitting on so much gold with that Sven. You might have been able to win that fight. Unfortunately, he was still a little ways off his Aghanim Scepter. He's another 700 gold. If he has that, again, it gaps the distance for you. You get way more attacks into the team fight. You have a way easier time. But it's difficult to get that much space when they're playing aggressively across the map as they have been. I mean, Troll's been in your jungle farming. Nature's Prophet is constantly shoving down your towers. Costa you're definitely on a timer here. You need to be able to take the fight to the enemy before they take too much of your map.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Next on the menu is up here. These three heroes together. Let's see if they try to catch anyone out. They're worried about a ward up here on the high ground. They could jump on the Troll, but again, this guy has so much lifesteal between the Vampire Fangs and this Mask of Death that Axe needs a Blade Meal in order for it to really feel like the Berserker Call jump on him is doing anything. Counter Helix is not going to do enough damage to damage the heal he's getting just from his auto attacks onto him. All right, let's go. They're going to try for it again. I don't think this is going to go well for them, though. I'm going to be honest with you, Bkop.
Avalanche comes in as well as the toss out on a Leo style. He'll dissimulate. Gets away. Aether Remnant locks up Flea, so nothing doing for Team Brazil.
Yikes. You get absolutely nothing out of it. They don't commit too much for it, unfortunately, or fortunately. But it also feels a little bit like a waste of time, and it was a waste of a smoke. Invading the jungle right now, though. To be like...
Switches off the eggs to an orchid.
No, he switched the eggs to a Black King bar, which he is now holding.
But he was going for the Ags and then went to the BKB.
Yeah.
I was surprised he's not going for the Ags and then after the BKB, he's going for the orchid.
I definitely would have preferred the Aghanim Scepter here. I mean, maybe they're worried about... I mean, the one counter to the Sven Aghanim Scepter is Lotus Orb, and no one has even started constructing a Lotus Orb on the enemy team. I feel like it would have just owned them. Oh, I guess they're worried about Earth Spirit magic damage, Void Spirit magic damage. It's not that much to be worried about. Especially with that Stormhammer and Dispel. I mean, you just run at the Void Spirit. The Aghanim Scepter and the 15 talent. I don't know, man. Mid lane.
Aether Remnant on 40R, pops the BKB. Now they've got the sprout around KJ. Shackle shot, latches Troll over to the Void Spirit. Blink Call lands on 2. Focus Fire out on MNZ. They just done the damage. Now they pop the God Strength. They look over at Matthew, who uses the Magnetize onto these heroes on the side of Team Brazil. They get the kill on a 40R. They look over at this Witch Doctor. Tries to throw a cast, dies before he does so. KJ ends up dead, so 2 heroes gone inside of Team Brazil. The Rolling Boulder in, they actually misses King RD. I'm a little bit surprised with Stormhammer under the tower, and the damage with the God Strength might be enough. But King RD, he finally falls. He doesn't have buyback. BKB's been popped by Costa Bile. Still, Earth Spirit low, surviving with such a minuscule amount of health. He was under 50 there, and just makes it away. Gives a bit of a snort.
There you go. That's your 10-second BKB. You walk away from the enemies. Excellent choice of purchase there, sir. I don't know, man. Feel like Aghanim Scepter, get on top of the heroes, you start bursting them down. Now you're just letting Troll walk over you. What can you do to stop this guy's onslaught? I mean, yeah, I don't think he's going to push your tier 3s right now. Definitely gets back, maybe waits for those tier 3 items, takes Roshan. You're not going to stop him without your BKB or God Strength. You're just letting Troll run away with the game now. This game feels so back and forth, but some of these item choices and pacing from Team Brazil feels questionable. I mean, that one team fight feels like they could have won if Costa Bile didn't lose the curry with his Heaven's Halberd on it. Now the BKB feels like 4,000 gold useless. You've made no progress in the last, like, 10 minutes.
Looking for the call. Ooh. King already gets tossed. I don't know if that was what he wanted to accomplish. Coming around those, the Earth Spirits, and you need to be careful on the side of Team Brazil. They've got themselves the Yule's Blink Call comes out onto the Earth Spirit. They've got the Stormhammer to follow it up as well as the Shackle, but they get the kill on a fleet. They'll take out Matthew. Disarm with the Heaven's Halberd from Costa Bile, still chasing King RG. They'll buy back on this Earth Spirit. They don't want to commit.
Yeah, you don't want to fight into this Troll with a double damage rune, but Troll more than happy to fight into the Roche Pit with a double damage rune because he's got. Oh, now his team stops him. He says, "No, we're going to smoke."
Oh, Leo style finding KJ. Now looking for Costa Bile. Pops the BKB, Rolling Boulder hits 40R. Geomagnetic Grip as well as the Boulder Smash onto the Windrunner. Rolling Boulder misses. Matthew right there on the Windrunner, but couldn't connect it. Now they've got the Aether Remnant as well as the Rescuing Pulse to get the kill.
Now it's back to Roche Pit, you know? Get a couple heroes down, don't have to worry about those. We'll be safely taking this one now. They should have had it before, but, you know, it makes sense. They did manage to grab 2 heroes there. Nothing they can do about this one. They don't want to be anywhere near this pit. Matthew has a huge amount of reach. They don't want to get near him. Roche gets taken down in short order. Look at MMZ go. His attacks beyond the Roche. Both stacks of fervor.
He just cheese in the hands of Troll.
Edges closer towards his Satanic. Game is getting really, really hard for Team Brazil. When you have the Sajiyashi, you have the Satanic, maybe they get a Titan Sliver as well. There's just too much status resistance to be able to lock up this Troll anymore. This goes way away on his team. After that, last thing they need is True Strike to deal with this Heaven's Halberd and the Wind Run. Paladin Sword, that's one thing. It's pretty good. It'll be like a decent replacement for those Vampire Fangs. In fact, he sends him back to base already. It's all right. Hand him over. Put the Paladin Sword in the bag, and no one has to get hurt. Says MNZ. Titan Sliver for
That's decent.
Wind Ranger.
Oh, he does go back to the Axe, by the way. He doesn't go to the Orchid.
I mean, do you really need this BKB if you would have had the Titan Sliver and the Heaven's Halberd? Like, you make yourself that much harder to kite with those 2 items. Ooh, here we go. Bottom lane. Flea gets taken down by Leo style and finished off by a huge amount of damage from the Wrath of Nature. AoE Finger of Death. It did 624 damage. Very cool.
I think they know where KJ is. Well, now they definitely do. They'll spot him. Geomagnetic Grip and the Rolling Boulder in, but it won't be needed as the Dissimulates the finishing blow on a KJ. Just continually hemorrhaging kills here as it's 22 to 15.
Felt pretty one-sided for the last couple of minutes now, hasn't it? Again, this Black King bar hasn't really felt like progress for Costa Bile. He does have his Aghanim Scepter now. I think the Orchid that he had queued up would have been a miserable choice. Bottom lane. You try to go on Frank, but you don't do damage.
Oh, missed the Cooling Blade though.
Eventually, they're going to pay for this.
They might. They've got the Disarm onto the Windrunner. They'll find themselves the Axe with MJZ here. They definitely have the damage to get the kill.
Well, I heard that one. As Thunder Predator, they kick it into 12th gear here. Non-stop. Costa Bile, I'm not really sure where he's going at the moment. Pushing top tower, maybe? Take that tier 1. Once you shove in that lane, again, they don't have much control of the map. It's just Thunder Predator running around getting kill after kill. And yeah, you did manage to get Frank there, but at the cost of Axe, who's having an awful time this game. He had Blink Dagger pretty quick, but after that, he just can't get on top of anyone to blow him up. Troll is the last person he wants to get on top of. Why doesn't... Where's his Paladin Sword? Where's his neutral item?
It's not with him right now.
He has not had neutral item for the last 2 minutes now. I watched it when he sent the last one back to base. Amateur move by MNZ.
It's coming now.
Nah. Just like DPC's coming, right? Smile.
I didn't make that joke, Val. Move over bottom. They get the Yules out onto this Axe. They'll get the kill on an Axe as well, taking away King Ardee's life. He's got buyback and he'll probably be forced to use it because this is looking like the final fight between TPredator and Brasil in this game. They've got the toss back on the Sven. Assimilate hits fleet. Buyback used by King Ardee. MNZ takes his time to help Frank get that kill. And they buy back too. No tier 2 standing, so they could just go, bottom to mid to top. They're not too careful on the side of Brasil and letting this go.
Look at that. You line up the shackle shot on him. This is your 3.8 second disable, but you are so afraid of Troll, regardless of having that perfect initiation, you let him kill both of your barracks. Despite having that perfect initiation. There's nothing they can do, and they know it. He's got the Aegis. Even if they do manage to blow him up, they can't bring him down a second time. If they don't manage to blow him up, he heals back up to full HP with Satanic and Battle Trance. They feel helpless.
Tried to blink in and toss somebody back, but didn't end up pulling that one off. They've got the Shackle that lands onto the Troll. Stormhammer hits Frank. But Costabile comes in, they've got the Blink as well as Fauna. Two of these heroes, the rolling boulder from Matthew with the Magnetized down. The silence is on to like 4 of these heroes from the Geomagnetic Grip. They'll get the kill to King Ardee. They look over at Costabile, who's now using that Stormhammer to move over to Matthew, who stays alive with the Yules. They've got the Troll low, they'll get the kill onto the Troll. Now you'll use the Wrath of Nature. Hammer in, silence out on MMZ. And that comes from the Mindbreaker that's in the hands of Costabile when he jumps in with that Axe. But now Troll in some trouble, gets the Battle Trance off, looks over at Costabile, gets the kill. He's there for 90 seconds. That should probably finish it off with the Astral Step. Right on to KJ, getting the kill there, taking away the Witch Doctor's life. They've got the Boulder Smash pushing Flea back towards the team as they take 40R down. And there's the Rolling Boulder, there's the Silence, Astral Step forward. Avalanche toss, down goes Matthew, but they've got the Aether Eminent with the Dissimilate. Flea's just tanky, but he's not really a problem.
And they're not GG now. And maybe they feel like they can defend. They don't have buyback in the Sven. I don't know what they do here. There it is. The GG is called. Bkop. I don't know, but the Sven build felt weak. The win range here felt like a non-fact. I mean, it took so long to kill Frank down there in the bottom lane. Brasil, it just felt like they made so many bad choices this game.
Yeah, the itemization was weird. Their movements were a bit off. TPredator, you can't take it away from them, though. They played really well.
And there's a couple times, like, some of the heroes, like, King Ardee there would just run straight into the enemies. And it looked like Flea wanted nothing to do with it and was telling him not to go, because Flea just kind of sat there. It looked like an awful fight, but they went anyway, so... Brasil maybe a bit overconfident in game number 1, or TPredator just not taking the first game seriously enough, but they look very strong here. Troll ended up being amazing, and there wasn't a whole lot they were able to do with him. Again, that lifesteal he had, especially those Vampire Fangs he got, made it too difficult for Axe to be able to initiate onto him. So, great job by them. Great neutral items, to be honest, but of course he ends up playing his gameplay around having that extra lifesteal. But I don't know. I don't normally like Troll, but it really worked here. Even with the Culling Blade to kind of deny him being able to use his ultimate to its maximum effectiveness, they made it work. Frank especially, he's my big MVP for this game. Had amazing ultimates, was everywhere at the start of the game, took down those early towers, and allowed TPredator to have that amazing map control.
Yeah, I agree. TPredator played pretty well. They even the series at 1 apiece. We now have 6 straight 1-1s. We'll be back with the next series in just a moment. That's 4 Zoomers against Team 0. So to finish the night is an NA Derby. And we'll be back with that in just a moment. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a second. Stay right there.